It's been a while since we've recorded a podcast. Well, actually, it hasn't. We just recorded a podcast like 30 minutes ago, but we just started over.
Yeah, we're being goofballs.
Yeah. So it's been a while since you guys have heard us together on the mic.
There it is.
Yep. But
cool.
Yeah, so lots happened since the last time that we were on the mic together. I think the last time that we recorded a podcast together was actually before
Courtney.
Before you went to Boise.
Yes. So like a couple weeks before that.
Yeah. So, damn, that's like months.
Long time.
Like maybe 2 months.
I've been craving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we were on the podcast together with Whitney, but that doesn't really count.
No.
So.
Yeah, that was a really cool podcast, and I'm glad we got to do it with her. But over Skype with 3 people was tough.
Yeah, it was definitely tough, but I think that we're gonna make a trek down to Austin, and hopefully we can get her in person.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
So,
but I would love to go to Austin.
Yeah, me too. It's kind of cool. I've been talking to Whitney about possibly doing a retreat with us and Chavoso. So if you listeners are interested in something like this, there will be more information coming out soon. Not too soon though. It's probably going to be next year, but we're going to do like a reboot camp. And the reason that we want to do this is because I was looking for some sort of like weekend retreat that was more of, I don't even know how to explain. Like I wanted something tough. Like I wanted a weekend retreat that wasn't about relaxation. It was just about totally reframing the mind.
Yeah.
And making it so that you are challenged.
I've been craving that lately too. Like I've been wanting to do like a yoga retreat where they just kick your ass all week.
Yeah, that's kind of so with this, what we're talking about doing is we're going to do yoga, we're going to do kettlebell workouts, we're going to do like
meditation.
Meditation, team building exercises. We're going to have nutritional coaches on hand that's going to like teach different diets like that comes to the microbiome. We're going to have like exercise fitness coaches that are going to teach exercising with applicable exercises. So it's not just something where it's just like just to get swole. It's actually applicable to your daily routine.
And a little bit of fun, a little bit of music at night.
We're going to have music at night.
But still there's sleep there because that's good to have.
Yes. So the property that we've been looking at is possibly, it's going to be in southern Idaho, and it's going to be on 80 acres, hopefully, if we nail this down. But the property that we've been looking at, it's on 80 acres, and the house is like 30,000 square feet. So we're going to sell a limited amount of tickets to it, and then people can choose to buy tickets with camping or choose to buy tickets with like staying in the house. And then all the meals will be supplied through the event, and it's going to be just like 3 to 5 days of hard like challenging courses.
The point is to come out of there a different person.
Yeah, and truly challenge yourself. Make yourself like be a part of a team, be a part of a community that's grounded in personal growth. So
yeah, like full spectrum, physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So speaking of spiritual, I just read Sam Harris's Waking Up, and I actually read it twice. So, and almost 3 times because we started listening to it in the car last night again. That was the 3rd time.
From what I've heard so far, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved that he was talking about the essence of life and that being breath, which is spirit. I don't know. It was just really beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, Sam Harris is definitely, I mean, we've gone and seen him live, and I've listened to his podcast for a long time, and I've read most of his books. I'm pretty sure I've read all of them now. But except for Letter to a Christian Nation, I just started that one. That's like the one that I haven't. But so just it's really cool to hear someone that is unfortunately put into a box as an atheist, which he hates that. He publicly
doesn't like being called an atheist?
Fuck no.
Oh.
He hates it. He thinks that it's just
Oh, that makes me actually think that's even cooler.
Yeah, he doesn't like that word. He thinks it's very narrow.
I think some people wear that as a badge of honor.
Well, exactly. That's why he doesn't like it, is because like the word atheist comes with all this baggage, but all atheist means is that you're not into theism.
Right.
And theism is just organized religion. So, like, you can be an atheist and still think that there could be a creator even.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about atheism, is all it means is that you're not into theism. And theism is the Bible, the Quran, any organized religion.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm definitely an atheist. You know, like, there's no doubt in my mind that I'm an atheist. I do not believe any organized religion could possibly be real. And so, but Sam Harris points out that with that word, people just think that means that you're totally shut off to the idea that consciousness is possibly, like, you know,
something more than us.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't think that either, but
yeah.
But
you're, like, hopefully not closed-minded to it.
I'm not closed-minded to anything. I just don't think it rationally makes sense. Like, if you think about, like, when you think about consciousness, you know, it's like people that are conscious are people that, like, identify as whatever they identify as. That's an always changing thing, and depending on how your mental health is, that's always could be changing. And then you know, like, someone with Alzheimer's starts to have diminishing brain activity, and they end up having diminishing personality and losing sense of self. So it just makes sense that as your brain starts to go away, so does your identity, your soul, or whatever you want to call it, your consciousness. That's like part of your consciousness that's going away. So once your brain is completely away, so is your consciousness. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't, like, I don't think that
no, that, I mean, that does make a lot, like, sense.
Yeah.
Like, rational sense.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, and then, I mean, the only thing, I guess a lot of people think that the brain acts as an antenna for consciousness, you know, and then it's like receiving consciousness. But I guess
receiving consciousness?
Yeah, like, consciousness is everywhere, and that the brain just kind of, like, diffuses it, and that's, you know, like, your spirit or whatever is a part of, like, this network of consciousness, and your identity is built into that network. So, like, your soul will live on or whatever. But I mean, that just doesn't seem very plausible to me because of what I just said. But then it's like, so if the brain isn't fully working, does that mean that it's not fully receiving the spirit, and that's why your identity is starting to go away?
Yeah.
But then where's the other part? And then Sam Harris points this out in the book, just that, you know, like, there's people that have had epilepsy, and they've had to have their brain stems, like the left and the right brain snipped, so that they're no longer connected to each other.
Whoa.
And then they actually develop two personalities, because the left part of the brain does something and the right part of the brain has a different set of, you know, operations. And so people that have left and right brain will actually fight with themselves on things that they want to do, and they'll you know, have two different consciousness living inside them. So they'll think that they'll identify as two separate entities inside of their brain. So it's
Brain's
like,
trippy.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking crazy.
Cool.
And then, you know, I mean, like, that's what we were talking about before, was with psychedelics, and how I have a hard time with a lot of the gurus and a lot of these, like, shamans and stuff that think that I don't, I mean, it's not like, I don't think that they're wrong or right. I just don't think that personal experience should ever be the thing that defines, like, the reality of something. So a lot of times when people do ayahuasca or DMT, they say that they're out of their body, you know, and a lot of the reasoning behind that is because they see all these colors all around them, and they're perceiving this alternate reality. But I just, like, for a lot of reasons, don't think that could, I think that it makes the most sense that it's just a part of the brain. For one, the main reason is because your brain shows a lot more activity under the use of psychedelics, you know. You have a lot more neurosynapses going on. So, like, the brain is highly active when you're on psychedelics, right? And when you're not on psychedelics and you're perceiving the world around you, your eyes are absorbing it, and then it's just showing the images into your brain, which is just a bunch of neurochemical processing in the brain. But everything that you perceive is just a result of neurochemical processing in the brain. So when you see the world outside of you, that is synapse in the brain, and it's making you're seeing the light based on synapse in the brain. Mm-hmm. So if you smoke DMT or you do LSD or anything like that, all it's doing is making those synapses go crazy in the brain. Like, you have a lot more brain activity.
Yeah, you're absorbing way more color. Like, you're feeling everything.
And even if your eyes are closed, heightened. Yeah, even if your eyes are closed, your visual cortex is actually showing the same amount of, like, even if you're in a pitch black room, your visual cortex is having synapse. So you're seeing color because those neurons are firing. It's like, it's the same neurons that are making that make you think that you see color in the real world is firing when you are doing those psychedelics.
I do think people get a little caught up in arguing about, like, how it is, why it is, that kind of thing, except instead of just doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
I understand, but I don't know.
The reason that I think it's important, though, is because all of the world's religions and all of the dogmatism and ideologies of the world that have been formed based on personal experience. Mm-hmm. And it's not valid. Like, when you...
we should be humble enough to realize that our own personal experience might not be the right way.
No. And that's I mean,
I agree.
Dogmatism comes from someone not wanting their experience to be wrong. They perceive something, they feel something, and it feels real to them. So for them, it can't be wrong, Yeah. And I think that, but that's wrong.
I felt like that many times in my life.
Yeah, it's such a bad way of thinking about stuff, because when you are able to just look at things objectively instead of subjectively, you can see that, there's no one right way and there's not any wrong way.
It's kind of cool. Like to me, that is the most spiritual way to be, though, is take your identity out of it, take your ego out of it, and just, like, be present there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know at the core of it, it's like, we all have no fucking clue why we're here, or what this is, or what consciousness is, or what atoms are, or how this even could exist, or anything like that. Like, it's so outside of our grasp of reach. I mean, like, there are times when, even like when I was listening to Sam Harris's book, I was sitting at this storage unit, and I'm like listening to it, and I'm watching these two people communicate with each other, and it was like this really natural enjoyment. Like, they just were so engrossed in each other's conversation, and she was laughing, and I mean, I couldn't hear anything that they were talking about. I could only see them, but she's laughing.
What if he was making a your mom joke?
Possibly. I mean, that's kidding. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, who knows? And she's just laughing and throwing her hands up, and he's laughing, and it was just like this really beautiful thing. And all I could think about is, like, why the fuck are we here? Like, what? Like, but it's so cool.
Yeah. Or why am I so stressed out about something that may or may not happen in the future?
Yeah.
That gets me, like, on a daily.
Yeah.
I have pretty high anxiety sometimes, but.
Yeah, you gotta stop that. No reason for any of that.
Stress will kill you.
Yeah. So it's really cool, though. I mean, the whole, like, existing is pretty sweet. I'm into it. I'm glad that we get to do it.
Yeah, and I feel pretty lucky.
I'm certainly hope that. I mean, like, fuck, it'd be really badass if consciousness did live on or something, and we did get to experience this again, but it doesn't seem realistic to me, like, and it's just.
We won't know until it happens. We won't know.
I mean, we won't even know if it does happen. Okay, so.
So it doesn't matter.
So it doesn't matter, but it's just kind of funny. I don't know.
It's overwhelmingly awesome, though.
But
I think about it a lot too.
The whole concept of us just being here for no reason, because I mean, that's really what it is. Like, no matter what it is, it's still not a real reason. You know what I mean? Like, let's say that the whole creationism theory was real, you know, let's say that God was real and he created the world and created the universe and did it for whatever reasons they are. At the end of the day, it's still no reason. Like, it still doesn't matter. It still doesn't have any sort of significance. It's like, I don't know, it's strange. And if it is just like what I think, which is materialism, and it's all a product of the Big Bang and some weird fucking crazy accident, that to me is even crazier, because it's like,
yeah, that is crazier.
I mean, well, maybe not crazier. It's just as crazy for sure.
Just as crazy.
Yeah, because the idea of there being some crazy, super intelligent entity that just sits around and makes fucking universes all day, that's pretty crazy. But the idea that, you know, like, it's all just some weird freak accident, and then we get the opportunity to experience possibly 100 years of life, and then we get stressed out about bills.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I'm always stressed about money.
I know. It's so silly.
It's like the worst thing that I feel like I adopted from my family growing up.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It was like the one thing in my household that was all, like, every single day. So, your mic's falling over. Stress about money constantly. Like, it's causing physical, like, fights and things like that.
Yeah, man. Life is way too short to be too... I mean, I obviously, fuck, you know, I do it too.
Yeah.
But it's so... When I do it lately, I've been really trying... Well, I mean, not even lately. I think for
not
like the last couple of years, I've gotten so much more relaxed about it, and just... I just look at it like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and, you know, we should try to be conscious about it and make the best...
Yeah, surrender to whatever potential outcome it could be. I mean, it doesn't matter if it goes one way or the other. It's going to go one way or the other.
Yeah, and I mean, the cool thing about life is that we get to feel pain and feel things. So when we do have something negative that happens to us, to like not really be emotionally impacted in a negative way by it. If something bad happens, just to allow it just to be what it is and just observe it and let it just kind of...
Yeah, because you could feel emotions, but not... Because, I mean, I think there's the other side of that, too, where you're trying to deny how you're feeling.
Right.
And instead of, like, accepting how you're feeling.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's probably on one end or the other.
Yeah, sometimes I do that with, like, weird things. Like, if I am... you know, like seeing myself be addicted to caffeine, you know, I'll like crave it like crazy, or sugar. I'll crave it like crazy. And then I'm just like, wow, Eric is being an animal right now, like not even subsiding, you know, to this at all. And it's just, it's really weird when you kind of like look at it third person objectively.
Yeah.
And you just really recognize how little control you have over your own emotions even.
Definitely.
I mean, the idea that we can be so driven by our stomachs, and that affects our neurochemistry so much.
Yeah.
You know?
I think a lot of people have a hard time realizing that we are so not in control of even just little things like food.
Or just talking to ourselves. I mean, that's what that whole book was about. Waking Up is just about how not present we always are. And now, I mean, before I read this book, I felt this way. Like, I've been coming more and more into awareness of how much I distract myself from silencing my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just all day, I'm just like running these scripts in my head. Okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. What's going to happen after that?
Right.
Why? Oh, this is interesting. Did you see the bird outside? Man, I really like birds. I wonder how they fly. Could I fly? And then all of a sudden you're on this fucking, like, and then you snap out of it and you're like, what the fuck? How did I get to pterodactyls? You know, you don't even like realize how you ended up there.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's important to take those like breaks.
But I don't know how to. That's the thing.
Yeah, one thing I will say about you is you're like all over the place.
Well,
I love it about you.
No, but I mean, I don't think that, like, not to be offensive, but I don't think that you do either. I don't think most people know how to stop that. I just mean you're very driven, and like for the second you get up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m., you're like getting your shit done. Like even this morning, I'm like, let's just do a podcast in the morning. Like, nope, gotta clean the house, gotta do this, gotta run to the dump.
you know?
Yeah.
Like,
no, but I just mean like talking to ourselves in our head though, you know? I just mean like as far as like not necessarily like doing things. I just mean like even if we're sitting here.
Oh, I do that so bad.
Of course. That's what I'm saying. Like most people do. And that's the thing that I'm coming into awareness for myself. I think that I'm like really starting to analyze the fuck out of it. Just how I can't silence my mind.
How do you get past that though? Because
meditation.
I have that. Yeah, definitely.
That's the only way.
That definitely helps. I'm like, sometimes I get depressed, but you're right. I just need to fucking meditate in the morning and snap out of that because I'll be
I don't
sitting.
think that we know how to meditate.
Yeah.
I mean, No,
it definitely helps. I mean, I want to go deeper. I don't think I'm there yet at all.
No.
But what I'm trying to say is that, like, in the morning when I wake up, I'll be sitting there and an hour goes by and I'm on my phone or I'm listening to something that, like, has no relevance to anything. I'm just, like, becoming a, like, binge listening to Guys We Fucked podcasts or, like, just silly shit like that.
Totally.
That I value, and I do think, you know, we need to have those things in our life, but I was just like, it's just chronic sometimes.
Most times, I think.
Yeah.
And I mean, like even Sam Harris talks about like people who they'll do like 2-hour meditations every single day. And then after like 6 months, they'll be like, I think I got this down. Mm-hmm. And then 6 months later, they realize that they haven't even been able to meditate at all that entire time. They weren't even meditating. I mean,
what? I don't understand that though.
What do you mean?
I mean, because
it's about being able to, like,
it's like a state of mind.
Depending on what kind of meditation you're doing, then I mean, if you're doing like a meditation where you're focusing on something like a candlelight or something, it's all about just observing that light. Yeah. Right. So if you're focusing on that, it means that you're not allowing any of your thoughts to break your concentration of that. And what happens is people think that they silence the voices, but the voices are still there, so the scripts are still running through your head. Yeah. And you don't even like, it's so subconscious that you don't even realize that you're still not like there. Like you're still running those scripts. Yeah. I cannot do it. I can't get rid of it. I mean, I'm sure that's why I want to do this fucking thing that I've been talking about doing, where we do it for like 14 hours a day for 2 or 3 days straight. That's like what I want to do.
With the reboot camp?
No, with your and my thing in January.
Oh, okay. Well, we just haven't told them that yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've been wanting to do like a really intense, prolonged meditation.
Yeah, I want to rent a house or a cabin.
Oh, we're going to do it for your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to rent a house or a cabin and do like just 12 to 14 hours a day fasted. Yeah. And then at the end of the meditation, like we won't talk during this entire thing. We're like literally the entire time. It's just going to be sitting there.
It's going to be really hard.
It is going to be so fucking hard. But no food. I mean, we can drink water and go to the bathroom and that's definitely it. That's it. No talking, nothing to break it. And what? Yeah,
well, no, I'm just saying like how hard that is going to be for us two together. Because we are so like bad for each other in that sense. Oh, yeah. As far as distracting and like
maybe we should get a 2-bedroom.
We should.
But
make it a little easier at least.
Yeah. No, I think we can do it though. We just have to go there with that intention. Yeah. I mean, dude, like there are people out there that do that for months. You know what I mean? Like they'll do it for 12 hours a day for a month or a week or whatever. We're just got to do it for 2 or 3 days. That's it.
I need to be immersed in it fully because otherwise I'll just half-ass shit.
Yeah, that's
I'll just do it for 20 minutes in the morning with my singing exercises, which is great. It sets my day up for good. But by the time 2 p.m. rolls around and I'm like,
but it's not even like 20 minutes. I don't even think that you can really.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like that's not enough.
Yeah. So I think it'd be really cool. It's kind of like, you know, like for example, this is like the mind version of fasting. You know what I mean? Right. It's like if you do a 3-day fast, you're going to totally reset your entire digestive system. Mm-hmm. This is like doing a 3-day mental fast to reset the mind.
Yeah. And then fasting physically on top of that, I feel like.
Just during the day.
And then we'll eat at night.
Yeah, once we're done meditating for fucking 12 hours or whatever it is.
Can we talk at night?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. That'd be so fun.
Yeah,
I'm
it's going to be
excited.
hard, dude.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard.
I'm
But
excited.
I do
though.
feel like I need it, though.
I've been wanting to do this for a while.
Yeah.
You know?
Me too.
So I think that reading this book, though, just kind of like it really reinforced a lot of things I've been thinking, and and I don't know why that just made me laugh. Well, it made me laugh because we're just talking about how like distracted by thought we are, but it's just made me like kind of reinforce a lot of ideas that I've had about overthinking everything all the time, and
I always do that.
everybody does.
I annoy the fuck out of myself.
Me too. Yeah.
Like, even the other day, I was, like, tripping about our new landlord. And, like, oh, what? Maybe he... does he not want us in there for a year? Because we signed a 6-month lease instead of a year lease. And I'm like, I wonder why he changed his mind. And then my mind just goes to, like, La La Land of all these possible outcomes. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. Why does it even... Like, who cares?
Yeah, it's like...
And there is no reason on top of that.
Yeah. Duncan Trussell talks about this in one of the podcasts that he did. And... that's what it was. It was in that, didn't you watch the podcast with him and Aubrey Marcus?
I did.
And he was like, you know what it is? It's the bald spot on my head, you know? Because it's there, but I never really see it. Do you remember?
I don't actually remember
really?
that part. No.
He's like, because it's always there, but I never see it because it's on the back of my head. And then I go into a clothing store and I try something on and I see the bald spot on the back of my head. And I'm like, what the fuck? There's a bald spot. That's so ugly. I wonder why I don't have hair there. Huh. I wonder if my dog's ever going to get bald. Oh, I love my dog. My dog is so nice. One day my dog's going to die. Oh my God, my dog's going to die. And then I'm not going to have my dog anymore. I love that little dog. One day I'm going to die. I hope I don't die soon. I wonder if my cancer's coming back. You know, and it's like...
Yeah, I actually do remember that part.
Yeah, these are the things, though. I don't know if that... I doubt anybody's going to be critical over me trying to repeat that. I don't know if that's exactly what he said. I don't think it was, but...
No, I mean, but like basically.
But basically. But these are the scripts that we run through our head at all times. And
that goes through my head at least once a day.
Death?
With Bruno. Yeah. Oh, well, multiple times. But I just mean like with my dog and my family and the people I like am talking to. I'm like, oh my God, we're all going to die. Seriously. And I'm like, get it together, Candra.
And a lot sooner than we think, too. That's the crazy thing. We always think that it's not going to happen to us, you know, until you flip a car like I did a couple months ago.
Or it's just going to happen later, way down the road when I'm older and it's so far away.
And it's going to come so fast.
Yeah. No, I know. Because, I mean, when you talk to people who are older, not even people that are older, just like me, I speak this way, like, time flies.
Yeah.
They grow up so fast, don't they? I can't believe it's December already.
Yeah.
Like, time is just so fleeting, dude.
Yeah, and then we're all going to die.
And we're all wondering where it goes.
I know.
Constantly, instead of just living.
You know where it goes? It goes to the thought about the future of the past.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it's really bizarre. Like, I mean, I just think that I said this in one of the most recent podcasts that we did, but I just think that is death. It's like...
Not being present.
Yeah, dude, it's like you're a zombie.
You said that to me when I was bitching about it being cold when we were going for a walk. And I, like, pretended, like, yeah, whatever, okay. Like, I pretended like that wasn't, like, an awe moment, but I was like, oh my gosh, that is such an awe moment inside.
What? I don't even know what you're talking about.
We were going for a walk, and I was like, oh, I guess winter sucks. And it was, like, not even close to being winter. I think it was just now getting dark, just getting cold, like, a couple months ago. And you're like, do you know what death is? And I responded with something, like, sarcastic, and then I can't remember how exactly you said it, but it was, like, a guru moment. It was like a learning lesson for me. Your sister did that to me too, about just like stay present, Candra. Like winter's not here yet. For some reason, I get all fucking weird about winter because I get depressed in winter.
Yeah,
that's why. But yeah, you guys both were like, dude, be here.
Yeah,
you know,
that's weird.
Yeah, it's great. I love you.
The two most
for
unpresent people in the world are teaching you how to be present.
I do it back to people. That's why we gotta be there for each other. You know, like
I know
we gotta like call each other out.
Yeah, I know it, but I definitely struggle with it. It's so hard.
Yeah. I really want to remember what you said, though, because I wanted to, like, write it down, like, as, like, a poem. It was so beautiful. Really? Yeah. Let's talk about our show.
Yeah, so we played a show a few weeks ago in Boise.
Shout out to Brando at Persona Productions.
For the booking.
Yeah, and Heady Works and
Yeah.
the whole Boise crew.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really stoked. We're going to do another one, I think, in the spring. Hopefully we're going to do a live podcast and a show in the spring.
Nice.
So, but, so yeah, it was cool. For those of you that don't know, Candra and I make electronic music. And, you know, we haven't really been playing out very much for the last couple years. It's been a reset period, you know, just trying to kind of get our minds right, and definitely my mind right. And
Just kidding.
and so yeah, it was really cool to go down there and just see everybody, you know.
Yeah, it was like a big reunion.
Yeah.
Haven't played on decks in a while. That was so fun.
Yeah, it was fun until the decks stopped working.
At least it was towards the end.
Yeah,
like,
it was towards the end
at
of the
least
set.
I had fun, and then once we started having technical difficulties, I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
I
totally.
had fun. It's okay. It's going to shit right now.
Yeah, it was awesome though. We got to play some new original stuff. We played some old original stuff. We played some homies musics.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just everybody turned out, dude. It was a big ass
crowd. The vibes
crowd.
were so good. Everyone was just having fun. That was the best part. Is everyone was having fun.
Yeah, you know, and it was like kind of to tie that to what we were just talking about. It's like it really made me just remember the things that I love in life. And the things that I love in life are connecting with my peeps. And I love to, like, just the high that I get from playing music and being just, you know, like up there and just connecting with everybody that's in the crowd, and it just being this like really, it is meditation, you know. It's like
it's very
it's
energizing.
being present, like it's
Absolutely.
so like in the moment. And you know, as an artist, for if anybody listening is an artist, which most people are in their own way, you know, it's like when you're so engrossed into something and then you get done doing what you're doing, and you know, this could be jogging, working out, playing music, painting, whatever. Like you get done with it and you're like, whoa, I don't even feel like I did that. Like it felt like that was channeled through me, you know?
Flow state.
Yeah, exactly. That flow state. That is where you want to be as much as possible, because
that's where the magic
such
happens.
a fucking just great spot to be. I love it. And
it's addicting.
It is. I mean, it makes you want to play for 12 hours straight.
Yeah.
And I've done that before, you know?
Yeah, it is a pretty intense. And I don't know. I feel like when there's other people involved giving you their energy too, it can be overwhelming, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I crave it sometimes, or I don't want to have expectations of it being a certain way, because I've made that mistake before where I walk into a show being like, oh, this is going to be the coolest thing ever.
Right.
And then something goes wrong, and then I get frustrated, and then, you know, 20 minutes later, I'm just having a really bad time. Like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
So be in the moment. That's the trick.
Yeah. It was a fun show though.
It was so fun.
I really want to play some more shows. Like now I'm all juiced up. We got decks, and
we did get decks. We've been working on that for the last couple of years.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we got, you know, just re-inspired. And
we had so much fun together. And like, I really wanted to stay for White Bear, but we were so tired, and we just, you know, our trip. So we ended up wanting to go home early, but it was so nice out. We decided to walk, and we had just had the best 40-minute walk.
That was awesome. That was actually my favorite part of the whole thing.
Me too.
Which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
But
it was a good decompression and like come down before we went to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's just kind of funny that was my favorite part of the whole trip. It really was, though. I don't know, you know. It was
good.
Yeah.
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
And you'll have magical moments.
Yeah, no kidding. And if you do drink and drive, you're going to have miserable moments, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't I don't know. I wasn't really tipsy before. I mean, I think I had a drink or two, but during...
Oh, I definitely would have passed if we got pulled over, but I just didn't want to take the chance.
I know. I'm just saying, while we were playing, I had one too many White Claws, and those things are delicious for anyone who hasn't had it.
I think everybody's had it. Those things are like...
I guess I'm probably the only one out of loop. We're not in the
we don't drink very much.
Cool alcohol vibe thing, but
yeah, we're not.
But yeah, I was pretty drunk afterwards, I'll be honest.
Yeah. I didn't feel like I was drunk, but I just didn't want to take the chance. I was like, you know what would make this awesome trip really turn around?
Yeah, no
getting a DUI.
Yeah.
So, but it was cool, and I it made me miss Boise so much.
Oh my God, Boise's the best.
Yeah.
It is. It's such a little gem.
Yeah, it's a great place to be at, especially if you're in the music scene. I mean, we've been to a lot of different music scenes all over the place, but there's not one like Boise.
There's not.
And we used to always hear that. Like, I used to always hear that from people, and I was just like, whatever.
We were like young and dumb and hadn't experienced anything else, so we were like, that's not true.
Yep.
Let's get the fuck out of Idaho.
I mean, like, we haven't been everywhere, and I know that there's some really cool scenes back east.
Definitely, but Boise does get taken for granted, especially for people like who grew up there, like me. Like, I mean, I'm not saying I would move back at least anytime soon, because I do think it's important to move away and experience a different way of life, even away from your family. I think that can be good, but at the same time, like, I do realize how awesome Boise is. Yeah,
I know. I think a lot of other people are starting to realize it too, because it has grown a shitload since we've been there.
That's everywhere. It really is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Like, there's places in Montana. Like, my friend who just got back from Montana was telling me just how insane the rental market is.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, like, as far as population grows, Idaho's, like, one of the fastest in the country right now.
Yeah.
And there's places that are losing people. I'm sure the Midwest isn't doing too great. Who the fuck wants to live there?
Yeah. Idaho's great.
Yeah.
I know it kind of gets shit. I don't know. People talk shit on it, but...
That's it. That's just because of the potato thing. I'm serious. I really think that. I think that there's like this thing that people have in their perception of something, and it's just based on potato farming.
Well, it's there
nothing is cool about potatoes. Like, nothing cool.
Definitely some hillbillies, and we're a little more of a red state. Like, there is that here, though. I think that's why a lot of people hate on it. Don't you think? Like, it's more Republican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's also really cool. There's also cool people. So it's not all that.
Yeah. I know. I just think that it has a lot to do with the potato thing. I'm serious. Like, I don't think, like, okay, Florida's a sunshine state. Who doesn't want to be in the sun? Mm-hmm. But potatoes? Really? Yeah. That's like your claim to fame. And so I think that people just are like, oh yeah, Idaho potatoes, and like even Montana's you could say the same thing about it being super Republican.
Oh, absolutely.
Very small, kind of crazy. You go into the mountains and meet some fuckery.
Yeah.
So you can say that about Montana, but in your picture, when you picture like Montana, it's like this great outdoors, big wilderness.
Beautiful. There are some progressive places for sure.
But
it's
there
just
is in Idaho
towns.
too.
Oh, definitely. Boise's like a great progressive city.
Probably more so than I would say most of Montana. I would
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Yeah, they got a lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah,
they're really good art community, music community.
But when you think of Idaho, you think of potatoes and Napoleon Dynamite, and it just ruins it.
It's so weird being an Idahoan my whole life to think of it that way. But yeah.
Well, I can tell you from an outside perspective.
Yeah, okay.
that is what it is. That's how I feel about it. I haven't been here my whole life.
Like, friends from California or like Oregon, Washington, they do like, oh, Idaho, that's good, I guess. Well,
yeah, and then on top of that, they always say, oh yeah, how are the potatoes? How many times have you heard that from people traveling?
I've heard it as a joke a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Oh, okay.
The whole thing is a joke. I mean, Idaho's a joke. Like, I don't know. I get it. I mean,
and I'm so happy I actually like Coeur d'Alene, because I really hated it when I moved here.
Yeah.
I'm just happy I love it here. It's awesome.
Yeah, but Coeur d'Alene, I mean, I can't imagine living. I mean, I could live anywhere, so I shouldn't totally say that, but like, just Coeur d'Alene has this essence, but so do so many other places. I like Washington. There's so many places in Washington I love.
Yeah.
So many places in Montana I would love to live in that have the same vibe. Like, everywhere is so cool and unique for their own reasons.
Yeah, there's some places in Oregon where I feel like I would move to if I was moving.
There's people in Idaho or in this area in Coeur d'Alene that love it so much that they get like Coeur d'Alene tattoos, and it's like tribal.
It's a weird I wonder if other places are like that because people who
Totally.
live here love it here.
That's how Tahoe was.
Yeah, true. Totally true.
Yeah, Tahoe is
Yeah.
super culty. And it's just, I'm serious. And it's just like this tribal thing, like, oh, this is where I'm from.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that was why I was so like had a little bit of stank to it when I moved here because I was like, it's not that great, guys. Like, come on, like tone it down. Coeur d'Alene's not that great. I mean, it's great, but let's not say it's the greatest place to live ever.
It's not. Yeah.
Have
there's
you
so
lived
many,
other places?
Yeah, there's so many cool places out there.
Yeah.
Asheville, North Carolina. Like,
I would
who would
move
think
to Asheville in a second.
Yeah, who would think that North Carolina would have like this amazing city, but Asheville is like this weird, supernatural fucking
artsy.
Yeah, it's just so cool. It's got this whole like crazy cool vibe to it.
Yeah.
It's
electric.
It's electric. So
it's electric.
And then there's there's places in Georgia that are like that. There's just everywhere has their West Virginia.
Even in Florida, Melbourne. I loved Melbourne.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd move here. I'd live here.
Yeah. Yeah, Florida's still kind of weird, but
I didn't want to go other places, but
I don't
kidding.
know.
I'm
You
kidding.
haven't been to some other places down there. There's some places like, especially down in the Keys.
I bet.
I mean, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So shout out to everywhere, cause
y'all killing it.
Yeah, everywhere. The only place I wouldn't want to live again is I don't think I could live in Boise again.
I mean, I wouldn't want to either, which is crazy because I think it's like the coolest place. Like every time anyone talks about Boise and like, oh, my friend just moved there, I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna love it. Like you have to visit.
Yeah, I mean, like I love the people there. I love the music there. I love the way the city's set up. Everything about Boise, I love. I love it, except that it's not quite wild enough for me. Like wilderness, like there's not enough wilderness for me. Like I
can deal with that. I think
it's a desert. I don't like the desert.
I love the desert.
Yeah. I want to live somewhere with big fucking trees, lots of lakes.
Yeah,
kind of like where we live.
I think
like
the only reason for me I would never move back to Boise is because I grew up there, and I feel like I just don't have that. I don't know. When you go to every single restaurant 10 times and that kind of thing. Like I'm sure Coeur d'Alene will get like that for me one day, where I'll just be like, I can't take it any longer. It's too much.
Yeah.
But.
And then we'll just move to Sandpoint. We'll just keep on going north.
I love Sandpoint. That's another cool little city.
Ponderay. That's even farther north and just as beautiful.
No. I don't want to. No.
Or not Ponderay, sorry.
Bonners Ferry?
No, fuck no.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking about, actually.
No, I meant Priest Lake.
Oh, okay. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, dude, Priest Lake is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get tired of this one, we'll just move like 40 miles north, and then after that, we'll move 40 miles north.
Let's go, how about the other direction?
South?
Well, over in south, I suppose. I don't want to be colder.
Oh. Like where?
I don't know.
I think Canada would be cool.
Yeah, I would love to go to Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So,
what else do we need to hit?
Well, we have some guests coming on.
Cool.
Lawrence Krauss. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm excited to ask him about a bunch of science nerd stuff.
Like things you can't
understand,
figure out or find on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, I want to talk to him about light and photons and electromagnetism. Those are like
This is going to be the nerdiest, coolest podcast.
I'm really excited to talk to him about electromagnetism because that's like my shit. That's like the thing that I find to be the most interesting aspect of the universe. Mm-hmm. And it's so important to the universe. Like, it's just really cool. And then we're going to have Shavoso on with some of his homies, I think. He was saying that he has some ideas for like guests that could three-way with us or four-way with us or something.
Ooh.
So
nice.
Yep.
Did we talk about top tier yet on this one?
I don't know. Do
you want to?
Well, I don't know if we did.
I'm pretty sure we did not.
Okay.
If we did, forgive us. We're starting a new podcast. It was Eric's idea.
Yeah, it's called Top Tier Underground. It's going to feature West Coast-based music artists.
So it's going to be music focused, but we're also going to do like half interview in the beginning.
Right.
Followed by their music.
Yeah, so
best of both worlds.
So we're trying to focus on underground artists that bring something, unique and different. We want to try to like get a spotlight on these artists and just get their sound out there to the world a little bit more.
Yeah.
And as an artist, As an artist for myself, whenever I like hear an artist that I just love, you know, when I'm like totally like, God damn, this dude's dope as fuck. And then I'm like, I wonder where he's from. I wonder like why he started doing music. I wonder what his process is. I wonder what program he's using.
Yeah.
All those questions will be answered. So
yeah, I wonder what he's like.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it's really cool to kind of put the face and the voice and the mind state to the music, you know?
I like that too.
So it's going to be really badass. And our first episode, we're going to release a block of 4 episodes on January 1st. And then every week after that. So that's exciting.
You're going with that date?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Sweet.
So
Good job.
I think
I'm stoked on that.
Yeah.
It's
We're
gonna be
working on a
great.
logo. Then we'll start doing more marketing and
Yeah.
all that jazz. So
Yeah, so if there's any artists you guys want to hear be interviewed and
Yeah.
have a mix on, just, you know, send it our way.
yeah, send them our way. And,
We'd
you know,
like-
hopefully we can get their sound out to the world more. I think that this is going to be a great thing. You know, we're going to try to do this where for right now, you know, it's going to be Skype interviews and the artist will send us a DJ mix. But hopefully in the future, we're going to try to get it so that we can actually travel to cities and do like city blocks. Like we'll do like
Yeah.
a Seattle series. And we'll bring the equipment, bring the mics, bring everything, and interview people in person, and then have them release the DJ mix. And then we'll do like 1 month that's just Seattle artists.
I could see it.
So it's going to be really dope.
It's gotta happen.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So just keep your guys' ears and eyes open for that. And we really appreciate all the support. And hopefully, you know,
Yeah, thank you guys for
Yeah.
listening and sharing and
Yeah.
being awesome.
we definitely, you know, like, I don't know where it's going. I don't know like any of that stuff, but it's a fun ride and I can't
Mhm.
believe that we're finally doing it. And it's
Me
just
either.
like opening a lot of mental doors on
Yeah.
things that we can do in the future that really get me excited about life and just give me something to really strive for.
Mhm.
And that's something that I think that I really, you know, cause like I love my 9 to 5 and I love that, but in order for me to stay sane, I have to be doing a lot of shit.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not the kind of person that can just do just a job in TV, you know?
Yeah.
So it's cool that I have this outlet and it's an outlet where I can really just express and be myself and, you know, like get to talk to cool fucking people and really get, you know, this like some dialogue going about things that we find interesting, like consciousness or music or fucking cities, like whatever.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
so anyways, well, if you guys have any questions or comments or anything, hit us up, mindmeltpodcast@gmail.com. I actually created a Facebook account, so you can add me on Facebook. It's just Eric Finnegan.
Welcome
And-
back to Facebook.
Yep, I'm on the dark side again. Just thought that it'd be a good way to network with people and try to reconnect with some artists that I know, because Instagram just doesn't do it that well.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm back.
Dun,
And
dun, dun.
that's enough for today.
Mm.
So
That's all, folks.
all right, well, take it easy, everybody. Have a good week, and we will talk to you in 7 days.
Bye.
Bye.